Well, hello there, and welcome to Pixel Pirates Reviews, where I review the good, the bad, and the downright horrible. Today, we are going to be reviewing the final episode of Kenobi, which is episode 5. So, let us get into this. Now, before we get too far into this, I do want to say there will be major spoilers for this show in this episode, so you have been warned. So, when we last left off, Reva, who is still alive, by the way, goes to Tatooine to look for Owen. She asks a local water vendor where he is. I don't know if the water vendor gives Reva the information, but I do know that the water vendor runs to warn Owen. Owen takes Luke back to the Lars homestead and gets bunkered down and ready for a fight. Obi-Wan, on the other hand, on the complete opposite side of the galaxy, has gotten himself in a little bit of a predicament. He wants to help the refugees, but he also wants to get Leia home. So he makes the difficult decision to face Vader on his own, escape in an escape pod, so that way Vader will follow Obi-Wan and leave the refugees alone. Which is, I think, very, very admirable. And, well, overall selfless. So, Obi-Wan goes down to a moon? A planet? I don't know how you would classify that. And to fight Vader. Whilst Vader actually flies down there in an Imperial shuttlecraft. Which I think is interesting. Because surely at this point, he would have had his own starfighter or something, right? Maybe not. Maybe the Emperor didn't trust him with it yet. So, they get into this heated duel where Obi-Wan loses and Vader finally gets the high ground. So, Vader decides to try and bury Obi-Wan under piles of rubble. Well, Obi-Wan remembers Luke and Leia. That eventually gives him the strength to push up on the rocks and leap towards Vader. So, Obi-Wan catches Vader by surprise. After a long battle, Obi-Wan finally wins. But he winds up injuring Vader so bad that he has trouble breathing. He also cut part of Vader's mask off. And Obi-Wan sees what Anakin has become. He apologizes to Anakin, but Anakin says, "You did not kill Anakin, Obi-Wan. I did." So Obi-Wan finally comes to terms with it. And he finally says, "Goodbye, Darth." Which I think is significant. But before we go ahead and head on with the Obi-Wan story, let's hop all the way across the galaxy back to Tatooine, where Owen is in a heated battle with Reva over Luke. So, Reva comes into the Lars homestead after sundown. Owen and Aunt Beru surprise her with blaster bolts. Well, of course, Reva was able to make short work of that. So, Owen tries his hardest to protect Luke with everything he has on the farm. Luke, at Aunt Beru's insistence, escapes across the Dune Sea, with Reva, of course, following him. Luke is trying to hide amongst the rocks, and Reva is trying to find him. Now, let's cut back over to Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan leaves Vader there for a second time, which is not very smart on his part. Then he senses something's wrong with Luke, so he punches it into hyperspace, and pew, goes right into Tatooine, where Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru are trying to call out Luke's name and try and look for him. Well, Reva has found Luke, but she sees too much of herself in Luke, so she can't bring herself to kill him. So Reva winds up bringing Luke back to Owen and Aunt Beru, and she and Obi-Wan have a heart-to-heart. And while they're doing that, Darth Vader is healing and talking to the Emperor in his castle back on Mustafar. Sidious is of course manipulating Darth, questioning his motivation and stuff, just like he does it in the comics and everything. And Darth takes the bait and settles down to do what the Emperor demands. So that was interesting. But next we jump cut over to Tatooine, where Obi-Wan has emptied out his house. He's gotten on the back of his Eobi and is riding into the sunset after meeting Luke for the first time and giving him the T1 Skyhopper. But when all of a sudden, when he gets to two craggly rocks, guess who's standing there? None other than Qui-Gon Jinn. But wait, didn't he not finish the training in order to manifest himself as a Force ghost? I think that was told to us in Clone Wars. What, is that just not canon now? It has to be. In fact, it is. So, why the heck? I know that it's probably just because people wanted to see Liam Neeson again as Qui-Gon. But, come on. Continuity over fans once. Come on. And before you all go raging in the comments below saying, how dare he do that? How dare he say that? Qui-Gon Jinn is a staple in the Star Wars universe. I just want to say, I did enjoy seeing him in this show. For the first time in forever. Okay, that was horrible and cringy. I'm sorry for that. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not like I didn't enjoy seeing him in there. It's just that I wish they would have not shown him, but just had his voice there to be more in line with continuity. But, I mean, this was by far the best episode in my opinion. The camera work was absolutely stunning, especially in the fight with Vader and Obi-Wan. Oh my gosh, the twists and turns and the different angles they were able to fit in it. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun to watch. And the sound design, oh my gosh, that was phenomenal as well. Especially the echoes of the blaster fire in the Lars homestead. I mean, it actually made me feel like I was there. I mean, oh my gosh, that was awesome. I would actually rate this episode a 10 out of 10. I know, I don't normally give many 10 out of 10s. This episode deserves it. I mean, it was so good. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this type of content, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. And yeah, next video we are going to be reviewing Miss Marvel Episode 3. So, stay tuned for that. See you later.